All right, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, that's what we're attacking here on the day. Now, what did we talk about going into yesterday and into today? It was really simple. So we talked about the level here, basically 1795, mounting above the level you're bullish. Got to just get back above this like 1807, 1804, and boom, the rest is really history. You mount above that level and you're pushing to the upside. Nasdaq's getting that continuation. You look at Qs, you look at SPY, it's the same thing. Again, we're coming right into our key level we mentioned, 440.6, 440.7. There's about a minute left on the day for trading, so that's where we're at. Again, the levels aren't nonsense. The levels aren't made up. Again, we use the same thing over and over and over and over and over, so it's repeatable, and that's why these are so important. So SPY, Q is coming into a little bit of a level. SPY coming right into our level, mounting above our level we mentioned, around 513, 512, getting above it, moving there with ease. You do have a gap fill going into tomorrow around that level locally, 517, give or take. But again, we're coming right into resistance as we speak. Again, so now we go a little bit deeper, go to the 1 hour, and so we can see what's happening here. Now, giving you a clear target. Let's look at Nasdaq. I think the Nasdaq is what you got to focus on here. Going to about the 4 hour, moving quick. Sorry, I got to be pretty quick today. We have some stuff on my house that's coming in, so I got to be quick. Every time we've come down and almost test this 1807 range, that level we just flipped, 1807, 1805, you've bounced and usually come back into the 183, 183, like 8 range, right? So you almost have 200 points of upside even from here. So I still like the upside potential, even though Qs and SPY are coming into a little bit of a resistance. This is the big dog, the Jefe, El Hancho, roof, bark, bark. That's your level up there that you need to be paying attention to, and that's what I'm watching. So I still like Nasdaq and still think it has strength. But I will say, when we go into some of the equities today, I started to take profits because we had some really big money plays there as well. But that brings me into one key part.
Speaking of trading, if you've been using a basic investing app for the past few years, I highly recommend that you step it up and graduate to a better investing platform that can grow with you, which in my opinion is today's sponsor, Moomoo. Like other platforms, Moomoo has a super intuitive user interface, really easy to use, but unlike the other platforms, they have everything that you're using right at your fingertips. Whether it be your analysis tools, up to the minute live data on the markets, what's happening with options data. And it's worth mentioning, while other platforms charge a premium for the quality of data that you're getting here at Moomoo, Moomoo does not charge a dime when it comes to getting live data on the charts. So for any of you that are serious about your investment journey, Moomoo's platform is worth checking out. The link is down below. It helps me out, it helps you out. If you have any questions, comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Now, guys, I do really appreciate when you do support the channel. So, like, Moomoo's just giving us such a great opportunity and, like, the connections that we've been able to build. But, yeah, let's get back into it. So, when we start to look here, let's go over DXY first. DXY getting a little bit of a bounce on the day. Now, some people saying DXY is, looking good, looking strong. But the same goes for the dollar that it does for, equities, in my opinion. You're coming back down into previous highs, a key level we've had mentioned, the mount to here before you shot up. You're at support. So what am I looking for now? I want to see the DXY break, retest to get continuation towards the 200 SMA and reject. If it gets back below that, I think it's all signs go, go, go. Also, too, into the 30-year yield. Now, the 30-year yield usually lags behind. It's kind of slow to the dollar, yeah. But again, the yield, if I look here, and I don't like charting this necessarily like everything else. I don't. But you can see you have a little bit there, and then you have your next level is way down here, 4.5. But again, looks really likely you're going to break, retest, and start pushing back down towards the 200 SMA. Now, again, that's what I'm looking at here on the dollar and yields. If the yields come down, again, it looks good for the dollar, especially going into summer with typically when home sales start to heat up, which can be very bullish for our economy as a whole. Now, the next thing on top of this is when we go to the economic calendar. And when we look at the economic calendar, there's not a lot happening. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's just not a lot. You got Fed members talking today, but they're not going to say anything that bad. Fed member tomorrow, Kashkari, he's been a known hawk, not the biggest bull out there. I will let you know that. But you have consumer credit, nothing really that big, right? Nothing major, right? 30-year mortgages, nothing huge there. We don't expect nothing crazy, but it's just relaxed. And this is what you want. You want a clear direction, good structure based on the charts, and then nothing happening on, overall the news, right? That can really screw you. Now, into the end of the week, we have jobless claims, which will be important. That's Thursday. And then Friday, you have Michigan data. But again, we have almost 3 days of nothing. So I like that. Right? The nice little calm trending action. Again, you look at the action that we had today, and let's just look really quick at like something like Qs, for instance, right? We go to Qs. Now, it wasn't crazy upside, nonstop, just straight to the moon, right? But it was clean in the sense of, let's look at what happens here. Let's just bring our levels up really quick, some indicators so you can see. Look what happens. The 9 EMA, if you haven't watched the 9 EMA video, do yourself a favor, go watch it. Just this morning, you trend sideways, nothing really bad happens. You get above the 90 MA around 11:35 right before lunch, and you basically hang on to it for the rest of the day, slowly grinding to the upside. And that's easy trading, guys. That's what I talk about all the time. Get a breakout, consolidate, hold on top of the 90 MA, and you trend. Because when the trend becomes your friend, good things usually happen on the broad market. That's why I'm always so big on this. And again, you're coming right into our level. So again, sometimes it's stuff like, hey, Tyler, how'd you do this, or this, or this? I'm like, guys, look, if you really listen to the videos, I'm doing the same thing every single day. I'm finding my target, I'm finding my supports, I'm finding my resistance, and then I'm mapping everything else according to that, okay? That's the important part. On top of that, you have some Lux levels get established there as well. You saw volume on the breakout here also. Look at that. Another big sign, and again, this is why I love the indicator from Lux Algo. If you're interested, the link is down below. Code OD40 for 50% off or 40% off. But as you can see down here, right? You see declining volume, just slowly declining. A little bit of a pick-me-up when you start bouncing there. But when you really break over highs, right about here, around 12:35, a surge of buying, and then it continues, and it just rises until the end of the day, right? Volume is your friend. The indicators you talk about on repeat, they are your friend. They help you, and they really confirm any ideas or trends or whatever you're looking for in the broad market. So good viewpoints there on Qs. SPY's pretty much the same thing. Nothing really crazy coming in there. So that's what we're looking at now. Going to SPY really quick to give you that visual. You actually ended the day above that level. You love to see it. Next level is near 518, but you look really good there as well. Now, a few things before we go into equities and stocks that we're liking. Number one, SPY overall volume. It hasn't been the craziest. Again, very low volume. You're probably going to come in around 50 million, maybe 45, 48 near the end of the day. But again, we do know this, right? Monday's typically lowest volume, and then it slowly upticks. But what I will say is that volume over the past month has been a lot lower than previous. This is our yearly average, or data from Edgeful, okay? You know, yearly average on Mondays has been 64, Tuesday 71, 78, 81, 88. And so obviously we're operating well beneath that average, right? Very clear we're operating well beneath that. So we want to see volumes start to pick up, especially if we're going to start moving in the guarantee or the direction of that trend. Okay, we want to see buyers step in the market with a little bit more confidence. But what I will say though is you don't have to have crazy volume to move in a direction. You don't have to. When you really expect to see volume is on a reversal to the up or to the downside. You want to see that, or a breakout point. That's where you would like to see it. So it is a little bit annoying that we didn't see the best volume, because we kind of got a breakout point today, especially here on the Nasdaq. That's where things really heated up. Because again, what is this level here? It's your previous 2021 high. 18,000 or 17,995, right? So really important that we identify all these levels and exactly what we're looking at. Now, what you really came here for, the picks, the pick'ems. Now, actually, step one, really quick. Bitcoin, again, I keep telling you guys, Bitcoin, it's bullish above 64K. You can't hold it over the weekend. Again, levels don't change. You know, women change. Your best friends might change. Your favorite trader might change your strategy. But listen here, Tyler doesn't change, and the levels on this channel will never, ever, ever change. Okay, so Bitcoin has to mount 64K to look good, but that's it there. Now, stocks we're liking. Number one, Netflix. I've been telling you guys about it. I said target number one, 592. Target number two, the gap filled near 600. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are not following on Twitter, you are doing yourself a disservice. I'm posting a lot of these charts for free. Even though I'm in Discord all day, things like that, I still like to give you guys as much free content as possible. So again, it's all there for you. You're welcome. So again, pushing into target two right now. Meta, this might have been the big dog. This might have been the big one that I kind of didn't hype up enough, right? We said above 453. This thing is bullish almost into 469, but target number one is 462. Again, I mentioned this in yesterday's video before that, I mentioned it in Discord for damn sure. I mentioned it on Twitter as well. So you're getting the breakout. Now, why did I focus on these names? Okay, people always ask me about earnings and things I like there. A little bit of a learning moment for you guys. I love trading earnings after the earnings. Okay, so Meta, for instance. This is my earnings trade on Meta. This is my earnings trade on Netflix. They got hit from earnings. They dropped down. Well, they didn't drop down based on the overall revenue reported or anything like that. Meta, for instance, did good. Beat. Only reason they dropped because they said they're going to be dumping a buttload of money into AI and into that branch of their company. Netflix. Why did Netflix drop? It's the same story I've been preaching. They beat. EPS, they beat. Revenue, they beat. Everyone else in the same sector, Disney with the Hulu and Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, HBO, Everyone else doesn't really seem to be doing that good on subscribers. However, Netflix continues to beat. And again, why do they drop? Because they expect subscriber growth to slow down. They don't expect revenue to slow down. They don't expect to make less money. They still expect growth. They just expect overall subscriber growth to slow down, which they should, right? They've been growing this entire time. Now they're taking advantage like they did in the beginning of 2023 with new ways of making money via ad tiers and everything in between. This is what we love to see. This is what makes you money long term. So again, Netflix, this is why I love these. It was the opportunity, big money opportunity. Tesla, let's be quick here. Now Tesla, I kind of misspoke. I'm not gonna lie. I corrected this when I got into Discord this morning. Sorry for everyone else. I missed it. I'm not perfect. What can I say? You got above 186 and you held for like 15 minutes and you broke back down. Now, what I missed was on the 15-minute chart, you had a clear-cut supply there. So what you're looking for here is a break above 188, a retest, and pushing back up. But again, I did say over and over, the only time you really want to trade this confidently is over 194. 194 plus is where you get bullish, in my opinion, at least into the 200 SMA. However, you can try to trade it over 188 into 194, get a little greedy, do what you got to do. It's your business, not mine. But again, going into the next one, Nvidia. Oh my God, baby. So again, you open up down here near 888. We said above 906, you can trade it at 924. Now, I don't love that trade personally. You can trade it. It's a decent trade. It worked out today. But again, where Nvidia gets crazy is breaking 924, 922. You break this, you retest this, and I am telling you, slap your mom, put some Worcestershire on her, and tell her this is a steak dinner, right? Bah, 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 bah. That's what you like to see. So above 924, that's where things get crazy here on Nvidia. Again, go to the daily. Look what's happened at this level. When you break over it, good things happen. You've had monster moves every time you've broken over it, so you got to be watching it. Semiconductors in general are blasting. So again, another big name here is AVGO, some name that I don't always mention. But if AVGO is looking like a beast. I'm not gonna over like 1320. This thing might get crazy. You have a little bit of resistance at 1350, but I think people are sleeping on AVGO. Let's go to the daily, because when you get this type of action, it's got to get you excited. Just looking quickly at AVGO. I want to get rid of these levels, actually, just to make sure it's really clean so you can see everything that's really taking place here. This thing looks incredible. Consolidating sideways, ready for its next leg up. Very, very similar, okay? Still love it. Still looks good. SMCI. I don't love trading this thing. I'm going to be totally honest with you. But you're looking like you want to break the overall downtrend here as well. Go back to the 2-hour. So again, I mentioned this in a live stream, I think on TikTok or something. But anyways, above 794 into 824. But this is where things really get interesting here. So what you're looking for is a break and hold above this level here, your little previous lows, into about this range right there. That's what you want to see. Get above 880. Above 880, good things might just happen. And that's where you're going to get excited. You can even see those previous lows there, back to 855. So again, you got to get a little bit greedy here. I'm not going to lie to you. But again, above 880, it looks really good back into almost 1,000. Just saying. I'm just saying. And then remember, Nvidia has earnings creeping around the corner. Those are my favorite names. That's what I'm watching. If you have questions, comment down below. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, traders.